Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. So, today is interesting, and of course, it is Sunday, August 8th, I believe. It's 12:43 p.m. here in the Arizona desert. Today is all about the 200 moving average on the daily chart. So, here is a daily chart, and the blue moving average here is the 314 moving average, and the white moving average is the 200 moving average. As you can see, we've ranged between the 200 and the 314 moving average on the daily chart for a couple days. The MACD is still very, very powerfully positive. RSI looks good. What's happening is we are challenging that 200 moving average. Now, this 200 moving average is sort of like a magical moving average to me, and so is the 314 moving average. And I'm talking about just the simple moving average, none of the fancy ones. So, Bitcoin has found the 200 moving average on the daily. There's going to be resistance here. It might get rejected. It might bounce between the 314 and the 200 a little bit. But in my opinion, not financial advice, this is just entertainment purposes only. But my conjecture is maybe we'll range between the 314 and the 200 moving average, or maybe we'll just take a day or two to get above it. Who knows? We might reject off of it. But anyway, the 200 moving average is quite a big deal. And if you look back historically, if you just do a daily chart and look at the 200 moving average in Bitcoin, look at this, look at the MACD, look at the 200 moving average, and you can kind of see, like back here when we got below the 200 moving average, you can see the MACD was really, really, sucking pretty hard. So basically, here's the thing. Um, we have a powerful MACD on the positive side, so I really think that we're looking at upwards pressure to break through that glass ceiling of the 200 moving average. Today maybe we'll get rejected. We'll just try again in a day or two, or maybe we'll push through today, or maybe we'll get through tomorrow. Anyway, with this powerful upwards MACD on the daily chart, I think, yeah, I mean, the 200 moving average, it's a big deal. And when we do break above that, make ready, because if we break above that, and we find that there's going to be support there, if we break above it and close a candle, a daily candle above that 200 moving average, especially when we start that second daily candle above the 200 moving average, if it opens and closes above it, that's going to be some serious crazy momentum. So have a plan, be ready. We'll look at the shorter time frames, and you can kind of see this playing out, how we are being rejected off the daily 200 moving average. So we'll rock through this pretty quick. BitcoinDailyView.com, got more for you there. Hey, I like hope for the world. I really, really do. And I thought I'd just mention today, it's Sunday. Here's a holy article. France, Italy, swept by mass protest against COVID health pass. Hey, you know what? This is beautiful. I mean, look at the amount of people that we're seeing. Who would have thought? I shouldn't say who would have thought. The French are badasses. We give them a hard time sometimes because of, well, fallacies that they didn't actually show up for World War II, but they actually did. You know your history. They fought pretty valiantly, and they kept fighting. The French underground did quite a lot of damage, and believe it or not, on D-Day, if you research that, you find out that our military told the French kind of underground that we were going to be attacking in a different location than we actually were, so that so that the Germans would intercept that. We knew they would intercept those communications, and we knew that it was probably double agents in the French underground, and so the French underground went to where they were supposed to harass the Germans, and of course we attacked somewhere else, and they all got wiped out. So we kind of screwed them over, actually. So we should be careful about being too judgmental because we screwed them over pretty hardcore. There's a book about that. I'll mention it some other time. I need to look it up. But anyway, the French the French and the Italians. I mean, gosh, even the Australians. You wouldn't expect it from those domesticated candy asses, but they are. Um, we are seeing Europe lead the way to maybe getting out from this horrible globalist, the high globalists, the global globalists, their push for this absolute enslavement of humanity. I love seeing this. This is wonderful. I look forward to it happening here in the States. With that said, we are looking at the last hour here for Bitcoin and the market in general. BTC and ETH have been red and green on the hourly, on and off today. Some alts are holding strong, some are not. Looks like most of the alt market is beginning to see some retracement, mainly because Bitcoin is, and of course everyone's following Bitcoin. So looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly last 24 hours, basically 5.7 billion. Not bad, especially for a Sunday. So you need about 2 to 3 billion for the market to exist, in my opinion, on daily volume. And so we are well above that. We've had a hard time getting above 3 billion recently. and now we are there and we're holding it. So it looks like 5 to 6 billion might be the new daily average, which we would consider a baseline. So let's see how we roll into Monday, what this volume looks like. Binance 3.3 billion, Coinbase almost a billion. Um, Everybody else kind of showed up for work. I like seeing it. I'm waiting for the day when I see little Bittrex start to be above 30 million. That's going to be an interesting day. So anyway, good volume, especially for a Sunday, especially for how the last couple of weeks, well, weeks I will say, yeah, we just haven't had the greatest volume for Bitcoin. Um, and now we look at Binance for spot trading, all pairs on Binance, 202 billion last 24 hours. We've just started to trend down, so down 8% recently. This is almost good because we were so cranking Friday and cranking Saturday. I'm kind of glad to see a little bit of a retrace today, just because if you pump too hard, well, the harder you pump, the harder you retrace. So a little bit of a breather, I think, is a good thing, and we'll look at that. So derivatives for futures here on Binance, 75, well, basically 76 billion if I round that up, down 7% last 24 hours. That is amazing, amazing good futures volume. So wonderful. We're seeing the spot trading volume. I would like to see it above 30. I like to really see it in the 40s or 50s, but still, this is pretty good, especially for a weekend, a Sunday, where you would expect volume to be low, especially looking at recent weekends that we've had. So recent volume that we've had, that's good spot, that's good futures, that's good explicit Bitcoin trading volume. I'll take it on a Sunday. Interesting. Um, Longs versus shorts for Bitcoin on Binance, 46% longs, 53% shorts. So I do think the bias there is shorts, mainly because we are beginning to retrace a little bit. For Ethereum, longs are 60%, shorts are 39%. We still have a long bias for Ethereum. Interesting. All right, so once again, here's that chart. We are challenging that 200 moving average. It's a tough moving average. Once we get above it and we find support above it, it's Lambo season for reals. But the 200 moving average, when you approach it, it does tend to smack you down. So I'm not surprised this is cooling the jets on Bitcoin a little bit, and that's probably good so we don't pump too hard and retrace too much. All right, so check this out. Bitcoin, I shouldn't say we pump too hard and retrace too much. I mean, there is no bottom, there is no top. I mean, anything can happen. Retracement is natural, whatever. But just saying, this is good in my opinion. I mean, an organic, natural, I think ultimately retail in great part also, uh, you know, pump is happening, and that's good because when whales pump, you just see a big green candle and you see a big retracement. Um, and here you're seeing more of a gradual uptrend, as you can see here, and we're seeing retail volume start to increase last couple days. This is a good thing. So this gradual incline, good way to be going. We're staying close to that moving 8 average. That's really powerful. We just recently, of course, we can see right here, we met the 200 moving average, and the 200 moving average smacked Bitcoin and said, no, 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 it's not going to be that easy. And of course, as you can see right here, we've fallen out of that upwards channel that we were in. Directional index is in the red on the 45. ADX is dumping. Squeeze indicator, probably going to start to see even more velocity towards the downside. KRI, swing to maximize. Well, KRI is in the red, so it's below the mid-range. So anyway, Bitcoin doing a little bit of a retracement here. Let's just see how's that going to play out. I could. One thing that I can do that I sort of think is interesting is let's just take a look here. Different fib retracement. Let's just go to this low that we had recently, go to the high we had recently, and yeah, we're kind of looking at this 236 right around 43,436. The 382 would be 42,263. A .5 would be 41,315, and a 618, which would be that would be some serious dump right there. But it's possible. It's a respectable place to bounce. That'd be 40,347. So I kind of think that no matter where we retrace here, I don't think we'll probably go below 40K. That's a nice thing. So if we can find a good bounce here, start to move up, and we'll know it when it happens. That's how we'll know. It's kind of hard to guess where the bottom is going to be. I mean, you can look at the fib levels. You can kind of see how we're finding some support here in the 236. around 43,436. So all is well. This is a great thing. I like it. What can we say? Bitcoin's been on a tear. We're getting a little bit of a retrace, and what I like is, when you see interesting price actions happen, but they make sense looking at TA, then I kind of feel stable. I feel happy. And right here, our daily chart hitting that 200 moving average. Yes, you're gonna find resistance. It'd have been nice to cruise right through it, but it's fine. In the next day or so, we will get above it, if not even today. Really, it's possible. And when we close above it, then the next couple of daily candles we're above it, and we find that is definitely support, and it's history. We're going above it. We're going to continue going up, especially if the MACD on the daily stays positive. Then, well, have your plan. Truly. I'm watching the shorter time frame for the squeeze indicator to get back in the green, for the directional index to get back in the green, ADX be in the right spot, KRI start growing, start getting the green, start trending up. If we do look at the stochastic RSI right here, it's indifferent. It's way down here in the oversold level. I like the wave trend oscillator by Lazy Bear. It's just showing a nice graceful decline, retrace basically. So anyway, let's just watch. I don't really have any any advice. I mean, and of course this is not financial advice or even advice, just entertainment purposes only. Just saying, hey, nothing looks out of order. I kind of am glad for weekends when you would expect to see the volume kind of decrease a little bit. It's decreasing today, and that's fine. It's less volume than it was yesterday, slightly. And also we're hitting a logical spot where Bitcoin's going to find some resistance in its upward movement. Good to go. All is well. This is beautiful. If you're dollar cost averaging, are you looking for that swing trade? Well, guessing the bottom's kind of hard, but we'll eventually see a confirmed uptrend. We'll definitely see the short time frame, like the 45-minute chart here, pick up, and we'll know that we're moving back up. Whatever time frame you wanna work in, whatever works for you. Basically, 15-minute chart, it's already showing maybe some instance of recovery. Like I said, I just have a feeling this dump is not going to be that much. I really think 42,000, 41,000, 40,000. I mean, is about as far as we're going to see this retrace. We shall see. You can watch the short time frame indicators. They're going to give you a lot of knowledge on how things are going. One thing I like looking at here, believe it, something where I found a lot of power in seeing what Bitcoin is doing, is the 2-hour chart. Seriously, the 2-hour MACD. Like I say, I know it's an old ancient. I know it's an old indicator. I mean, they literally used to use this to to look at like rice and chicken markets, okay, commodities. I know. I mean, I think it was originally, the first like 100 years it existed, it was calculated on abacuses and stuff. I know, but still, here's a 2-hour MACD. Watch this to see a turnaround. Seriously, put an alert in when you see the MACD cross positive, and you can do that pretty easy if you know. I mean, I'll see if it will. Sometimes, yeah, see if I can. Yeah, I've had too many charts open too long. My trading view is kind of crashing, but you probably know what to do. If you put an alert in for the 2-hour MACD, when that crosses positive, I think it's definitely time to start looking at the shorter time frames to confirm some upwards movement. And I think about the time we start seeing that, we're probably going to also see, a break above the daily 200 moving average. And also, you can always look at the 12-hour too. On the 12-hour, we're already above the 200 moving average. And actually, on the 12-hour, we're finding resistance at the 314. Interesting. Anyway, I'm going to toss it out because it's too confusing. So, how's the 45-minute MACD looking? 45-minute MACD. Beginning just now to actually close that histogram towards a positive direction. So anyway, this dump just seems pretty easy. So I won't belabor it anymore. I don't want to bore everybody. But anyway, Ethereum USDT, you can see it's dumping a little bit harder. The squeeze indicator is already in the red. It's firing off the little white golf balls of velocity that we see right there. You can see that trend's been down for a while. Directional index is in the red, ADX is low, KRI is shot. So pretty much Ethereum versus USDT. If you're looking for that sweet spot to possibly get in a swing trade and get in the green, well, watch this for a turnaround because it probably will. Probably will follow Bitcoin and then probably outperform it on the way up. next couple days. So Doge versus USDT, it has a strong looking chart. It's dumping. It's dumping as Bitcoin is dumping basically. Watch that for an upwards bounce. It might go all the way down to the 200 before it bounces if it stays strong. We shall see how it does. Shiba Inu, I'll mention this. I mean, I have not seen on Twitter a more hyped coin ever. But hey, Shiba does exist. There's SHIB swap. Doge hasn't come through with a Doge swap, so SHIB, I mean, it's a Doge clone, but it's a Doge clone that's making a lot more happen a lot faster. So with that said, boom, SHIB, guy, you're doing well. SHIB retracing hard. Indicators looking just fine. Nothing's out of the ordinary. Wait, watch for that 200 moving average bounce, or it might start moving up before then. Like I say, everything is logical. Everything makes sense. I like that. We're fighting resistance on the daily 200 moving average. Just watch for that break above and that close above, especially the next day or so. If we do start closing, it's a whole body of the candle is open and closed above the 200 moving average, like tomorrow, or the next day, or whatever. That is some powerful momentum. That is some powerful momentum for sure. All the Fibonacci that we're doing on this very short time frame, I know for the Fib, but still, it shows very, very logical balance points that we can watch. And the Fib does seem to be coming into play because we can see the .236 here. There's previous support and resistance, and it looks like we're actually finding a little bit of support there. So let's see if these indicators start turning up and Bitcoin turns up. With that said, thanks for everybody who's getting these t-shirts. I like the feedback that I'm getting. I think they're cool. If you want to get in conversation with other people that are, Bitcoin and crypto truth seekers, this will definitely open the door everywhere you go. Okay. Hey everybody, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, before that, preppers quietly stock up for the perfect storm. Is there a lack of faith in the system? I think there is. I mean, people that I never thought would ever have chickens do. Like, chickens are starting to be just like a commonplace thing in people's backyards, Everybody's Instagramming pictures of the eggs they got that day. And these are so many people that I just never really thought would, ever have chickens. It's like they have chickens now. So anyway, is there a lack of faith in the system staying in one piece? I'm starting to wonder. Well, actually, we know there's a lack of faith. And, some people got chickens, some people got Bitcoin, some people got both, with like a donkey and an alpaca thrown in. So with that said, basically, welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. You are the piece of revolution. This does matter. And for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit globalist banker who are pushing this disgusting crap right here, the enslavement of humanity, they cry. That's beautiful. It's a nice thought to close this on a Sunday. Amen.